evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another episode of Renegades React. Today we are going to be looking at Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel Special Look. This came out a couple of days ago, and
we only record on Thursdays.
Yes, what do you expect?
Also, Hannah's here.
Also, Hannah's here.
Yes. And also, Kyra is officially now on the couch.
Kyra was at work, and I was like, no, we can't do this without Kyra.
Yeah.
You keep doing Marvel videos without me.
Look,
Yeah.
we didn't have a choice for Endgame. We didn't have a choice for Endgame.
Yeah, you did Endgame and you did something else. I forgot what it was, though.
It was the Men in Black.
Men in Black, yeah, Men in Black 3.
That's not Marvel.
I know that's not Marvel, but I mean, like...
Oh, Hellboy. We did Hellboy.
Oh, Hellboy. But that's not Marvel either. That's Vertigo.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought Hellboy was Marvel.
But also, I don't know very much about Hellboy, so...
Hellboy has appeared in the same comic as Batman, so
yeah.
Don't think that one's going to be Marvel.
Closer to DC. Okay. I didn't know that.
One of my... Okay, one Hellboy fact. It was actually the first Hellboy fact I ever learned. It was my pastor's favorite comic book.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Oh, I know,
that's
right?
Funny.
I know. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Marvel.
Your pastor's like, I like Hellboy and Spawn.
No,
yeah, that sounds about right.
He was okay with Spawn. He didn't mind Spawn, but he did like Hellboy because of like Hellboy's constant seeking of redemption and stuff like that, and actually denying like even though you are born for sin and like you're meant to destroy the world, you have the ability to choose to do otherwise. You have free will.
Yeah.
You're not compelled. Yeah, you're not compelled to do something strictly because, it's just like decreed upon you.
Man, now I want to learn more about Hellboy.
Dude, Hellboy's fucking cool.
I hope David Harbour does a good job. I love David Harbour.
I think he will.
I hope so. I had a few complaints about the Hellboy trailer, which actually people told us to delete our reaction to it, and I actually did. I've still got it archived, but the reason for it is because
the studio was like, whoa.
Yeah, the studio took down Angry Joe's. They took down like a multitude of other ones too.
Ooh.
Yeah, because apparently they don't like what people have to say.
Oh, so like just the bad ones, or?
I guess. I don't know. I don't think they discriminated. I think they just took down all of them, thinking it'd just be better if people didn't hear what other people had to say about it. Now
that just seems like you've got something to hide in general.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, it's not great.
But I mean, a lot of the reactions were probably just like, it's Ron Perlman. It's not Ron Perlman. It's gonna suck, stuff like that.
I'm not that school of thought. I mean, I'd miss Ron Perlman. I mean, but
I would have loved for it to be Ron Perlman.
But at the same time, you have to accept that studios have to move forward, and and I know Guillermo del Toro's not involved anymore, but hey, it's still more.
That's my main thing. I'm like, it's not Guillermo del Toro, so it's probably not going to be as good.
You never know.
That was also my thing.
Yeah, but you never know. I mean,
Del Toro is just one of my favorites, so obviously I'm going to be biased.
Great.
Yeah, but you never know until it actually comes out and you see it for yourself.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's kind of unrelated. What's the name of the girl in Pacific Rim?
Pacific.
Mori.
Mako Mori.
Mako Mori. Yeah.
Mako. I might be thinking of a different movie. It's definitely a Del Toro movie. I think it was Pacific Rim. The girl who played the younger version of her couldn't pronounce his name, so he let her call him Totoro-san.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that.
That is awesome.
That's so cute.
Totoro-san. I was like, arigato, Totoro-san.
That's so cute.
That's awesome.
That's really
I love it.
I guarantee he'd probably be like done with a take. He'd run up and high five her and just be like, I don't know what her name was. Be like, hey, high five. She's like, Totoro-san, arigato. It's like, yay.
That's so cute.
That's cute.
I wish y'all could see Peanut just crawled under the top of this blanket, so he's like cocooned now.
Yeah.
He always
that.
likes to be covered up.
He crawled in between them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you have yourself a pupperito there.
Yes.
Pupperito.
Yep.
Yes.
So let's get to the reacting. Let's get this on screen and let's give this a watch. Here we go.
Time for the beep boops.
Grunge is a good look for you.
Did you have a rough day, Agent Fury?
Brie Larson.
I'm gonna need clarification on this.
Wait, I saw. You see that? That was Ronan.
Skrulls
Yeah.
are infiltrating your planet. They're shapeshifters.
Hi, Grandma.
Fucking Skrulls.
Oh my god.
Prove you're not a Skrull.
Dang, messed Grandma up. That didn't really
It's a
prove
portal
anything.
blast.
And
A Skrull cannot do that.
I'm just supposed to take your word for that.
I guess
mean,
so.
Fun fact, they totally can.
Strong, united. You have to let go of the past.
I don't remember my past.
Control it.
I have this power, but I don't know where it came from.
I've never seen anything like her.
You think you can find others?
Ah,
beginning.
Agent Coulson.
Yep.
You've come a long way. But you're not as strong as you think.
Harold Anders. Okay.
Kick ass.
Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan.
It looks so good. Oh, I love that they actually.
Shield logo.
Does announcing your identity on clothing help with the covert part of your job?
Said the space soldier who was wearing a rubber suit.
Get tickets now.
So offended.
So I love what they did with the suit because so now you actually get both hairstyles.
Well, yeah.
So
it's-
you've got the hair down, and but then they've got the mohawk,
the battle helm.
the
Yeah.
battle helm that's got the mohawk look
Yeah,
to
it's
it.
sort of got the
so you
that
actually get,
Spartan look to it with the
but so that
or not
calls back
Spartan,
to
but the what is it, the Athenians? Or no, Romans.
It's
Romans.
Roman, yeah.
Romans who
Yeah.
had
But you get that Captain Marvel hairstyle in as well.
Mhm.
That's so good.
Well, I
That's
like
such
that
a
they,
good
I
way
like
to
that they
handle
did that.
things.
When you Hannah, you said she looked offended. I guarantee she probably had a line like her line after that was like, "It's not rubber, it's armor."
Yeah.
And
I mean, look,
that's one thing that
Nick
I
Fury's
just,
got some zingers. That's
well,
just the way
and
it
this
is.
And plus, this is pre missing eye Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
like this is not director Fury.
yeah. So he's gonna have a little bit
That's
more.
Agent Fury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wonder who was the director back then? Do we know?
I'm
For
on
which
that
one?
right now.
For like right in this movie when he was still an agent, like who was the director?
I'm on it.
Oh,
I'm working on it right now.
I don't know.
I just
I
I mean, it's probably not going to matter to this movie at all.
oh,
I
I'm
just
I'm
No,
looking
no.
it up.
Well, Phil Coulson's back, so that's something.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean-
Well, this
Well, that
is
was
this
I mean,
is
they're
all done
at-
in
it's
prequel.
before.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, yeah, I know,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just,
It's
to-
so cool to see him.
yeah. And also in this, you're seeing sort of a little bit of a tying up of loose ends that's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I'm glad that they're doing that because there's a few things I've been a little iffy about. It's not been like lore breaking or like just outright like decimating everything that we know about them. Like this huge gaping plot hole. No, they've addressed a lot of them, and I think this is going to really tie up the rest of them and also show off Captain Marvel as as pretty much one of the pieces that's actually going to be important in defeating Thanos.
Well, so the thing is, Captain Marvel is basically like, as far as the MCU's gonna go, Captain Marvel's basically Superman.
In
I mean,
some
yeah.
ways. In some
Someone
ways, yeah.
also said earlier today on Facebook, just for anybody who didn't know, apparently Captain Marvel can time travel.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to be very key in defeating Thanos and what happened and everything.
Well, it depends on the mechanics that they're going to use for it, because, it's just, there's been, they had changed some things up to sort of fit this universe more.
Yeah,
For
for
instance,
example,
go ahead.
Scarlet Witch has been toned down so hard.
They nerfed her hard, yeah. And then,
Oh
of course,
God, they
It
took the
kinda
Nerf bat.
sucks.
They
Well-
took the Nerf bat to her and
I
didn't
mean, even though
stop.
I can understand why they did it, because it might have fucked up their whole plot if she was as OP as she was in the comics, it
Yeah.
still does suck.
Oh
well,
yeah.
Well, yeah, which probably, upon her return or resurrection, if that does happen, then I think maybe she, like, with more training. I mean, who's to say what'll happen? But
I feel like
another-
it's very likely that some of the characters that haven't been at like the forefront of the Avengers in the next run, if they're brought back, will actually maybe move up, and so maybe she'll be more of a main character and get a lot more power.
yeah.
A lot of people are saying that the next generation of Avengers is going to be led pretty much by Captain Marvel and Black Panther, much like you had Iron Man and Captain America. Instead, it's going to be Black Panther and Captain Marvel.
Why would Captain Marvel lead the next generation though? Because isn't she like a older than all of them?
She is, but at the same time, she was never fully committed to being an Avenger up until the point where it was an absolute necessity. And now that she's an absolute necessity to the story, and she's proving that it's been proven to her that she is needed on this team, and they need her as well, that she'll stay with the Avengers, and she will become one of the leaders, if not the leader.
I wonder how they're going to explain it that she wasn't in the Avengers until now.
I think that's what they're going to do with this, because I think Captain Marvel has other things to take care of after she deals with the threat that's on Earth in this one. And she's going to have to leave, take care of that, and then we're going to see, probably in the after credits scene, her getting the message from Fury as other people around her are disintegrating. And she'll get that message, and she'll just be like,
ah, crap.
She'll be like, oh, no. And then she'll head back to Earth, and then that'll be that.
So, this is not going to be all that interesting.
Go ahead.
I'm going to be real with you. Except to Hannah. Carol Danvers' comic book cat, Chewie, named for the Star Wars character Chewbacca, appears in the film renamed Goose for the Top Gun
Maverick
character Nick Goose Bradshaw, and is portrayed by 4 different cats: Reggie, Archie, Rizzo, and Gonzo. Each cat was chosen based on their each cat was chosen based on their actions and personalities.
Nice.
So these cats had to audition.
Well, and also another thing that they changed in terms to fit, in order to fit the Avengers universe more. Some people are a little miffy about it, but me, I don't mind it. Is how they did the Extremis suit or the Bleeding Edge armor in Infinity War.
Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm upset about how they did that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Some people are, and some people are okay about it.
What was that again?
The armor that he used in Infinity War, where he hit his chest and it was nanobots.
Basically, I have no problem with the nanobots.
He who?
Iron Man.
Okay.
I have no problem with the nanobots. The problem I have is when he's doing oh, look, now I've got a sword and a shield. Oh, hey, look, now I got giant fists. Oh, hey, I can just be every Avenger. No, that's stupid, Tony.
He's basically like Green Lantern at that point.
Yeah, I'm like, Tony, that's stupid.
Well,
Tony, you can't be every Avenger. That's why there's other Avengers.
But but you see,
that's
it's his inexperience with all those other things that costs him, and that's actually what caused him to lose his fight against Thanos. Is he tried to do everything himself, and instead he's going to have to learn to work with others better. Because even,
I hope he does, because honestly, that's one of the main reasons why I don't like him. And I won't go further into it, because I don't want to start a comment war, but I mostly just don't like him.
It's fine, and personally, I found Tony Stark to be a bit annoying as well. The whole lone wolf mentality, him and Doctor Strange both suffer from that very badly. But at the same time, that's what makes interesting characters. They're flawed who grow.
I'm a lot of time that makes a compelling hero, but after a couple movies of him not getting better, I'm like, come on, dude.
Well, okay, at least they didn't go the full-on alcoholism route with him. Thankfully, PTSD, which is kind of where he's still sitting. I mean, the whole reason Iron Man 3 happened was, oh, hey, he's got ridiculous PTSD.
Well, after the Avengers event, the event in New York, I mean, it goes without saying.
Yeah, and that's why you end up with Ultron. That's why you ended up with the whole, that's why you ended up with the material for the house party operation.
Yeah.
And then wasn't he still like that in Civil War?
He's still like that in Civil War because, oh, hey, he's trying to make amends, but... kind of fucking it up a little bit.
There's a lot to unravel with Tony Stark because, number one, with what happened to his parents, that's something he respected his dad, but he never loved his dad.
Yeah,
he loved his mom.
Oh yeah,
his mom was the glue that kept the family together.
Yeah,
and
because
then
it's a very sore subject for him. His parents dying, but to find out that someone that he tried to save, someone that he tried to help and get closure on was responsible for not only the death of his... He understands the death of his father. His father, government operative,
founding member of Shield,
of Shield, all that.
Mm-hmm.
He understands like his dad having to die to some degree, but his mother.
But he was like, I don't care.
His mother, who did nothing but be a good mother, be a supportive individual whose number one job was to make sure that the family stayed together, and Tony was aware that he was loved. And pretty much the one thing in Tony's life that he can say truly, a person that loved him.
Because he was like, I don't care, you killed my mom. He
Exactly.
didn't say his parents or his... He didn't say his parents or his dad.
You killed
just
my
said,
mom.
You just said, yeah.
And the only time that Tony actually started to grow respect for his dad was in the second film, when his dad had that honest moment with him through the projector. He pretty much just said, Tony, if you're watching this, then I'm probably not around anymore. And he understood that, and he respects his dad. He doesn't. I think he respects him and potentially loves him, but without a doubt, he loved his mother.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that just goes without saying. But Tony is still a flawed character, and he actually did start to work together, and it showed when they worked together. He was actually able to. They were actually almost able to beat Thanos. Yeah. It's just Peter Quill
didn't go for the head.
Well, no, actually that was Thor, but Peter Quill being stupid and punching Thanos when Thanos was about to have the glove ripped off. At that point, why didn't friggin' what's her name? Karen Gillan.
Nebula.
Nebula, thank you. Why didn't Nebula just come up behind Quill and just, pop him in the back of the head and knock him out? I mean, that'd have been the end of the movie right there. Quill would have just been like, you're lying! And then all of a sudden, Doctor Strange is just like, can someone handle that? Sure thing. Pow. And then all of a sudden the glove comes off and...
Roll credits. Hey, guess what? Half the universe isn't dead. Wait.
Yeah. Oh, crap.
Wait,
we unwrapped boy.
Uh-oh.
Is he unwrapped? Is he out?
Oh,
Were you getting too warm?
Oh, no.
Hi,
No,
Peanut.
it's okay. I just wanted to see him.
Yep.
Oh.
It's real cute. You pull back the blanket, and then there's Peanut, and you're just like, oh, you're so cute. Here, let me put you back.
Every character that's left right now after the events of the Infinity War, for Endgame, I mean, you're seeing Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye.
I'm upset
Captain
that it
Marvel.
said Shuri was missing in the trailer.
Well, I think the reason for that is because at that point, Wakanda has probably gone back into radio silence. They probably shut off the country completely, and they don't know where any of the originals of the characters are.
So
I'm hoping that's it.
I'm
like, if she got Thanos snapped, no thanks.
No, she didn't. They've actually shown promotional photos or production photos, and it shows her in action.
So I've gone back and I've been doing some research on the Carol Danvers time travel.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't actually find it in her general power set. However, Samuel L. Jackson has let it slip that as part of this movie, Captain Marvel can just time travel.
So okay,
there you go.
For one thing, I noticed the pager that he had at the end of Infinity War had all this other stuff attached to it.
Yeah,
probably that had something.
Perhaps she was not currently existing in that timeline.
Yeah,
and the reason he had to send the signal is he's
not
sending a signal through time, and she's
going
to come back in time at that point.
Yeah, and I think maybe it had some quantum stuff on it, like a quantum relay that could actually send it out to the different timelines and all that.
It looks to me like it's just a signal boost almost.
Oh, all right.
It could just be a signal boost into an intergalactic type area.
She probably gives it to Fury and says,
let me know if you need me.
If you need me here.
Or more likely, he sets it up and he's just like, just in case I ever need to get in contact with you, keep this on.
Here, I got this beep boop.
And she'll just be like, I don't know if I'll answer, and he's just like, you will.
It's like,
So, I'm excited to see what they do with Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping that this like I said, ties up a lot of the loose ends that's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
They're very few and very minimal and just not nitpicky for me. But
I think I'm really excited for this movie, and I'm hoping that we'll actually find out enough to where we can go, okay, all right, maybe Avengers, maybe Endgame isn't going to be all kinds of bullshit.
Well,
all right.
Endgame, of course, isn't going to be all kinds of bullshit because it's literally the end game of this branch of films.
Yeah.
Like I said, I
After
just
this-
hope I don't end up disliking Captain Marvel for the same reasons I dislike Superman.
Because they can do too much.
Yeah, too overpowered.
I understand that, and here's to hoping that doesn't happen. Although they are making Carol Danvers in this look fairly human in certain aspects.
Oh yeah.
They are, but at the same time, once Carol Danvers starts rolling,
I think
if there's
a lot
something
of the
that can't
weaknesses
stop her,
are going to be more in the psychological realm,
potentially,
which is good, because that means that you actually get a more nuanced character.
yeah.
For example, Superman. Oh, he's weak to kryptonite. Woo, apparently
Magic space rocks.
Apparently, his entire goddamn planet landed on our goddamn planet. Now everybody's got fucking kryptonite. Whoop-de shit.
It's like, hey guys, I got all these kryptonite bullets. Where'd you get them?
Found him.
Found them.
Like,
And
found
over
him at the
there?
5 and dime.
Okay.
No, but then you look
Okay.
at basically the same power set, Martian Manhunter. His weakness, fire. Not because it hurts him, but because he's got crazy pyrophobia.
Well,
He
you think about
basically-
what happened to his home planet.
Yeah, he basically just loses control of his shape-shifting ability. He just sort of melts.
He freaks out.
Yeah. You're not even hurting him.
I mean, if
He's
you
just
survive
done.
through fire, pyrophobia is a pretty.
Yeah. Actually,
My mom has mild pyrophobia.
the pyrophobia, I believe, is actually genetic to green Martians.
Okay.
Yeah.
My mom, she's fine around small fires, in a fireplace or whatever.
But a bonfire freaks her out.
No, she's fine with bonfires too. But see, you may know about the wildfire that was in Yellowstone.
Yep.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
She was there when that happened. She was working in Yellowstone when that happened,
Oof.
and she narrowly escaped, and so she
Damn.
kind of had a breakdown during that scene from Toy Story 3.
Ooh.
Oh, that.
Oh,
She had to leave the room.
Well, I think she had a breakdown for a different reason than most people. I think a lot of people almost had a breakdown
Yeah.
because they thought, "Oh my God, is this really how it's going to end?"
that she wasn't really attached to the character. She was having a hard time because of the furnace,
fire, yeah.
and it looked very similar.
Well, it's pretty much a pit of hell.
Yeah.
And it can be very intimidating to
And
look at.
I didn't actually realize that until after, because I was 12 and she hadn't really told me about it, so I felt bad for
Yeah.
having to watch it with me.
Me, I've been in the middle of not a fire, but I actually have had a family member, my great grandmother. She experienced something that was truly horrifying, and she never talked about it. But my grandfather told me about it before he died, and my great grandfather also told me the story. My great grandmother, she had they had a pair of twins who were about they were 5. They were 5 years old. They got a box of matches and
no.
decided to play with them in the barn.
No.
And one of the matches burned their fingers, and they threw it down, and then they went to light up another one, and by the time they turned around, there was already fire around them, and they didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just backed into the corner, and they didn't know to run, and the fire had surrounded them. And my grandmother saw saw the smoke, came out, see what was going on, and she saw them in the corner. And my grandfather tried, he was I think 10 years old at that time. He got a pickaxe and tried to break through the back of it to get up to him, but the fire kept bursting up. And my great grandmother stood there and watched her 2 young babies burn to death.
Damn.
And according to my grandfather, she was catatonic for a good 3 years, pretty
God
much.
damn it, Nate! I thought this was gonna have an okay ending.
No, it was a hard thing to, because my grandfather talking about it. My grandfather said that for the next 10 years after it happened, he could still hear them screaming, and it was just terrifying to think about. And I couldn't imagine going through that. And my great grandmother, I never saw her during that time where she was catatonic. I saw her after, when she recovered, and she made it to 89 years old. And up until like 85 years old, she was still cooking everybody Sunday dinner and everything. Everyone would come over after church, and she'd have whole table just full of food to eat for everyone. And everyone would come down, and then eventually she developed dementia, and then that was that. But hey, 89 years. I mean that. But she had, but you know, then it's just hard stuff to think about. It really is, and everybody's got things that make them skittish. It makes them, like me. I used to have a fear of the dark. I had a nightlight up until I was like, I don't know, 10 years old.
Hey, that's pretty normal.
And then even after that, I was just like, I don't need the nightlight anymore. And even then, I would just like stare around my room. I'd hear a small creak in the floor, and I'd just be like a deer peeking its head up, like after it hears a branch snap. It's like. Yeah, but
you guys know my fear, but it wasn't actually really triggered by anything. It's just kind of some natural, innate fear that I have. I think like in a past life, like one of my ancestors or somebody was eaten by a shark or something.
No, that's a fear for most people. That's why people
well,
whenever they watch Shark
most
Week,
people are like, yeah, I don't want to go swimming with a shark. Most people don't look at a shark and go, fuck no, and just like, have an aversive like reaction to just seeing a picture of a shark.
Well,
like
Jaws.
I think they're goddamn terrifying.
Jaws
like,
is one that a lot of people are afraid.
Like, it's a good movie, but it blew up like shark phobia by so fucking much.
Yeah.
But it's like, even if it's not that, it's just I look at them in their eyes and their teeth and just everything about them just makes me like, ugh.
Well, when you think about it, they are literally the perfect predator in the water.
The only thing that makes them unperfect is the fact that if they don't move, they drown. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention that, like, there were a bunch of sharks in Aquaman that were just fucking sitting still, and I was kind of like, they can't do that.
Hey, you're talking real world logic versus comic book.
Yeah.
And also in that film, there was people actually like swimming and talking underwater, and
we're doing it again. By the way,
yeah, we're ranting, we're raving.
It's a 1 minute and 30 minute or 1 minute 30-second video,
and then we must be going for 30 minutes.
Watch the comments, be like, "Why the fuck are you talking so much?"
You know why we're talking so much? Because we fucking can.
Because people.
I mean, you can end it,
like
but
that?
you can
I don't
end
know.
it. I was just gonna tell Nick something. I was just saying I know someone with something similar to that. Well, I don't know them, but a YouTuber I watch, his girlfriend has like a debilitating fear of whales for no reason. Like, she doesn't have any incident with whales. Like, even the really big, slow whales that don't really do anything, she's just like terrified
the big blue whales and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, so I can actually understand that. Also, I got a really sour blueberry.
Maybe she read Jonah and the Whale one too many times.
So think about it like this.
Like, she's convinced they are going to eat her.
Well, so consider a flea. Like, you can't even really perceive the flea. And the flea can like annoy you, but the flea can't really do anything to you. Now, consider the whale and how it looks at us. The whale might not even realize we're there.
I mean,
they say that's one of the main
people
dangers,
a little bit
actually.
Afraid of a whale shark because they're so fucking big. But like, even small ones, she's like, it's gonna fucking eat me.
It's like they actually can't swallow you because their throats are too small.
I mean, be afraid of orcas a little bit. But like,
the main thing is just like whales are so big, they might not realize you're there. It might be the similar thing to you accidentally stepping on a bug you didn't realize was there. You know, it's like they might accidentally smush you.
No, seriously, I used to live in Washington. Orcas were everywhere. They were fucking vicious.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think a lot of people aren't afraid of orcas because some kids were raised on the movie Free Willy, which portrays an orca just.
I think that's what made me kind of be like, yeah, they're not that scary, and then later on you start hearing stories and you're like, oh, they're a little scary.
Yeah, and then you watch the documentary Blackfish, and you're just like, oh god.
Oh.
Like, what the hell is wrong with orcas?
But it's also like captivity orcas versus like,
yeah,
wild orcas.
Yeah. Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
All right. Well, this has been fun. This has been a 32-minute
This has
video.
sure been a thing that we did.
We hope that you all have enjoyed. If you want to watch the original video, link is always in the description down below. If you want to check out our Discord or our Patreon, feel free to do that as well. And if you want to leave a comment, feel free, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. And we will see you all in the next one, everybody. Peace out.